Alright, so what do we do if someone walks into your store and you're gonna approach them friendly, say like, hey, welcome. Well, naturally, you probably won't say hey, depends on your brand and how you would like to have the relationships more luxurious and more professional, or rather have, a welcoming, laid back atmosphere. Depends totally on your very own style and preference, obviously. So usually people would then be like, oh yeah, I'm just browsing. So what happens then is they browse in the store and they might leave, or they then approach you back and be like, can I try this and this on? However, the first contact you have with your customer is a bit off. So, it's like slightly awkward, but just because you have this first blockage already in your interaction. And to be honest, I found it the easiest when I was a salesperson in jewelry. I found it the easiest to avoid this whole awkwardness by basically taking away the argument of the customers. So by basically avoiding them saying, I'm just browsing. So for me, the easiest thing to do was the customer walked in and I would approach them friendly. I would say, hi there, welcome, how are you? So I would just immediately start a conversation with them. I would like, this, how are you? Is pretty often already, although this is something that should be typical within, like, especially the UK or the US, etc. But we sometimes just like don't really do it if a customer approaches the store. We start usually with like, hi there, how can I help you? Rather than, hey, how are you? How was your day so far? Or talk about the weather, or whatever. Just start with any small talk to just make them relax when they come in. So you then already have them in the store, they have relaxed, and then you can just approach them and, just ask them, are you okay browsing for the moment, or is there anything I can show you? And they'd be like, no, it's fine, thank you, I'm just browsing. And then you're like, okay, well, that's fine. If there's anything you would like to try on, or if there's anything you would like to have a closer look at, please just let me know. I will be right here. So then, you take away all the pressure already, and it's quite easy. It's like just done, and it's quite easy. And you can then even go in and say like, you know what, I let you pace around in your very own time. I just want to let you know. So these are currently the new collections in case you want to have a closer look. I'll be right over here. Whatever. So you give them obviously an impulse, but then leave them alone. Back off. So if you have a bigger team and it's quite a competitive environment that you have created, then you might want to set some guidelines and rules how you want to treat the customer, especially if obviously your salespeople or yourself are on commission. So, because otherwise one person would always be close and stick to the customer, and so just in case they are ready, they can get the deal. So, you want to obviously have a certain agreement on this, how you want to treat your customers within your sales environment. And another thing is to really relax your customer, and make them feel comfortable when they walk in, is by just doing your everyday routines. This does not mean to hide behind the till or the computer. That's not what I'm talking about, right? But I'm rather talking about visual merchandising, taking care of your jewelry, maybe polishing, so people can see that you're actually taking very good care of your jewelry. You should not, entangle like necklaces or something like that. So basically everything there's like that somehow questions the quality of your stuff, you want to leave that out. But where you take care of your jewelry, you definitely can do this. So for example, when you're currently rearranging some rings or polishing some of your jewelry, etc., that's totally okay, right? You still want to greet obviously friendly the customer. So you obviously do not want to appear to be too busy so that the customer has the feeling of like disrupting you or interrupting whatever you're doing, right? But you want to send out the signal that you are busy enough to not occupy them and just, have waited for them, like kind of like a lion who's waiting for prey. So you want to definitely avoid them feeling, the moment they enter the shop, they are just like being watched. So this is not the signal you want to send out. So you want to de-stress them by being like, you know what, yeah, I'm okay, I'm doing here the stuff. It's not that I just waited for you the whole day and I'm really desperate to sell something. So this is the image you totally want to avoid to display. So this is why it's good to be busy in the sense of like doing your everyday routines and doing just like stuff you can easily interrupt. So you then want to make sure and signal your customer that you're more than happy to interrupt for him, that he obviously gets all the attention he wants, but that you just leave him alone if he doesn't want any attention. So I found this extremely helpful, because the customer then relaxes immediately the moment they enter the shop. They leave out this whole I'm just browsing kind of argument, and you can just like start on a more chatty note. You can just start on a more human note, where you'd be like just having a chit chat about whatever happened, the weather or whatever, and everyone is just doing their stuff, and then naturally the customer gets into approaching you, asking for if they can try anything on, or for your help, etc. And so you're just gonna start this whole thing in a way more relaxed way than if the customer walks in and be like, oh, I'm just browsing, leave me alone, right? If this happens because you might just fall back into old habits or whatever, that's totally okay. So if the customer then be like, yeah, I'm just browsing, and you be like, okay, fine, that's totally all right. Yeah, please feel free to have a look, and if there's anything you would like to try on or have a closer look, please just let me know. So I mean, obviously you can then still like relax the whole thing again, and just get out of the awkwardness or like the first no you have received by just getting this objection thrown towards you. So that's not a problem at all, right? So again, we are all just humans, so that's fine, of course. And if there's anything if there's anything you want to see or have a closer look at, please do let me know, right? And this is where also we talked about this, and this is also where the model or the theory of the 55, 38, and 7% does come back in. And remember when we spoke about the storytelling and why does storytelling work? We spoke about the ratio between body language, how you say something, and what you say. So basically what you say only does account for 7% within a face-to-face interaction. So, you can basically do whatever you want and say whatever you want. Just be like extremely happy, friendly, and basically just like let the customer feel that what you say you mean, right? So if you say, well, no problem, just please feel free to have a browse or have a look, and if there's anything, I'm more than happy to help you. So just the way you say things are way more important than what you say actually. So yeah, I think this should just really relax you as well and take off the pressure a bit.